huge test for a Sydney FC side that won the A-League last season. In dramatic fashion, they won the A-League Grand Final on penalties. A couple of Australian internationals in their ranks. Many of the Australian national team play overseas. But this is the best team in the country. They won the regular league season by 17 points. It was comfortable for them in truth. And you'll see their familiar sky blue here today. They have lost key players since the end of their domestic season. They're in the process of rebuilding for the start of the new campaign. You can see here the huge crowd that is in attendance. Alexandre Lacazette is on the bench for Arsenal if you are just joining us. So Arsenal side today, they do go with the back three, the 3-4-3 really that Arsene Wenger was using in the closing months of last season. Much talked about figure, maybe the most talked about manager in the country last season. He takes on the man who guided Sydney FC to the title last season. Lots of experience behind the 53-year-old Australian Graham Arnold, who says this game is an honour for his club. At Ozil, one of the outstanding players out there today. Lacazette will play as part of the back three in front of Petr Cech, alongside Pelec and Kolasinac. Coquelin partners Joe Willock, one of the youngsters in the centre of midfield. Reece Nelson, Cohen Bramall will take up the wide positions here. Ozil and Walcott will play in behind Danny Welbeck. Arsenal will play in front of roughly 150,000 people over their next two games in Sydney. This is their first visit to Australia in 40 years. They're just 29 days away from Arsenal's first Premier League fixture against Leicester. And while this won't be their toughest test before the 2017-18 season gets underway, it should be interesting nonetheless. And it is a sellout in Sydney. Arsenal in one of their brand new away kits, which they revealed for the first time in Australia, down by the Sydney Opera House. Theo Walcott can't get that shot away. See early on here that there's no real incentive for the Sydney players to press the Arsenal centre-backs when they're in possession, and so I'm quite happy to sit off here. No pressure on Per Mertesacker at the moment. Here's the new signing from Schalke, Kolasinac, who was one of the best defenders in Germany last season. He was linked with not just a move to Arsenal, which has come to fruition, but predominantly Juventus. Careless. And one of the young players on the side today, Christian Pelec, 19-year-old Polish centre-back. Here's Coquelin. Nicely went through from the defensive midfield player. And the first player to get a shot on goal is the England international Danny Welbeck. There's so many injury concerns since he arrived from Manchester United, but when he has been fit, he's had some wonderful moments in an Arsenal shirt. Switched that very nicely indeed towards Michael Zullo, who plays forward from left back. It's a charging run here. Nelson gets it into one of his teammates from the youth sides, Joe Willock, and Arsenal have a corner. Without question, for the likes of Bramall, Willock, Nelson and Billick, who start today, this is an opportunity to impress. Perfectly timed pass. And it's a good recovery challenge from Josh Brillante, one of the central midfield players. Mertesacker! Brilliant from the big German. An Arsenal lead in the opening minutes through an unlikely goal scorer. One of the most loved characters in the Arsenal team, who proved his value into the final two games of last season, most notably the FA Cup final. But here, he's produced a brilliant finish. Used his physicality to hold off the defender and just hooked it beyond Andrew Redmayne. And the club's future academy manager will certainly enjoy that moment. Arsenal up and running. Mertesacker this week speaking at length about how he thoroughly expects Alexis Sanchez to stay. He says the club can simply not afford to let him go, even though he's in the final year of his contract. He says to be competitive, we must keep him. Remains to be seen what will happen with the Chilean. Heavily linked with Bayern Munich, of course, Alexis Sanchez. And Manchester City, but Bayern have already spent a lot of money this summer and brought in attacking midfield reinforcements in the likes of Serge Gnabry, formerly of Arsenal, likely to be loaned out, and James Rodriguez, who they've just signed from Real Madrid. Not like for like in terms of the playing style of Alexis Sanchez, but nonetheless. Deciding to put the ball out of play. This comes through from Brandon O'Neill. We'll try and get underneath this one. Mertesacker wins it. That's brilliant from Reece Nelson, who's had a fine start to this match. Ozil. Nice run from Theo Walcott down the left-hand side, but even some of the pinpoint accuracy of Ozil felt it was too ambitious in a pass to make. Ozil. Keep an eye out for Reece Nelson, wearing 61 tonight, playing down the right-hand side. Arsene Wenger has said that he will get first-team opportunities this season in possession here. Lays it to Ozil. Walcott in space. They back off him. Nelson decides not to shoot. Actually, possibly could have done himself there. Maybe could have done with being a little bit more selfish, the England Youth International. Confident speaker, by the way. It's Nelson, who is from Elephant and Castle in London. He's been playing regular youth football for Arsenal. He's played for them in the UEFA Youth League. Sydney are showing a bit too much respect to Arsenal at the moment, and they might be made to pay for it. Lovely, intricate build-up. And Bramall almost found a teammate. Sydney FC really standing off Arsenal at the moment. Look how much time that Danny Welbeck had to find a teammate. Upgrade for Cohen Bramall, kind of thing that can catch out a commentator ahead of a game. He was number 85 officially last season, and number 40 tonight. Moved out by Jordi Boos, one of the players to keep an eye out for today for Sydney FC, formerly of Feyenoord, Heerenveen de Graafschap, and Nat Breda in the Netherlands, ball-playing centre-back, who joined back in January and has been a huge signing for the club. Well, Sydney do have this impressive roll call of former players. One which includes Alexandre Del Piero, the former Juventus forward, who was on the books here for a couple of years and even captained the side in 2013 at 14, having finished as top scorer, having left the Bianconeri. Pressure here from Arsenal, forcing them all the way back to the goalkeeper. Can't win it. Has it again. He's looked exciting down the right-hand side. Good movement from Danny Welbeck in the middle, and he spotted it as well. You could see that moment where Nelson and Welbeck had an understanding. Bramall, what a story. He's been signing from non-league back in January. He's actually working at the Bentley factory before suddenly getting signed by Arsenal. Arsene Wenger described him as a very promising left-back. It's a rarity these days to see players rise up from non-league to make it through to the Premier League. Normally it's a descent rather than an ascent. And Arsenal know what it's like to see someone come from obscurity to become a megastar, and I'm thinking Ian Wright. From Alexandre, who didn't even wait for the whistle, just accepted the free kick had been given. Nicely moved on by Willock in the middle of the park. Nelson again. Alexandre knew he was there, but he didn't actually look up to check his left wing back's proper position. With O'Neill. To Christian Bellic. He had a 10-game loan at Birmingham City previously, signed from Legia Warsaw. It's made occasional first-team appearances for Arsenal. Will still be a relative unknown to many. Arsenal next season, close the gap on the teams above. (18 points behind Chelsea, 11 behind their North London rival Spurs. Some success in the FA Cup in recent years. They've won 3 of the last 4 FA Cup finals. It's worth remembering they beat Chelsea without the likes of Koscielny, Gabriel Mustafi, Check as well, many of their first choice defensive players and goalkeeper. Nelson anticipated that really well. Welbeck. The block was an important one. I'm liking this combination down the right-hand side between Nelson and Welbeck. It's lovely work. Welbeck took it off his toes. Scored a couple of Premier League goals last season, Danny Welbeck, on his fight back from injury. Hill already scored from a corner, and Theo Walcott wasn't too far away, I should say, from adding to it. Managed to lose his marker as the flick on came in. Ante wasn't tight enough at all. Had a successful playing career in Europe, Graham Arnold, former Australia international striker, who scored 19 goals in 54 appearances for his country. Had great goal-scoring spells in the Netherlands and Belgium. He also spent some of his career in Japan as well as his homeland. He said ahead of kick-off, we know there'll be double the amount of Arsenal fans compared to our supporters here today. And I think we're well beyond that. behind O'Neill. Oh, well read. Very smart play from Coquelin. Down to Bramall. Wonderful. Nelson is lighting up this stadium at the moment. Is it off to Mesut Ozil? Oh, what's he seen? He saw the run of Bramall at the back post. Coquelin. Salvage the situation. And the handball. And Paloetre means free kick Arsenal. I'm sure some of the feedback for Nelson, if he does come off at half-time or whenever he comes off, is that have a bit of faith in yourself to shoot. He's had a couple of opportunities where he's laid it off, and I thought he could have had an attempt on goal. Really made a name for himself here today. Had whip. Away by Simon. Had some pace on that. Bellick managed to get up above everyone. Towering figure. Poland under-19 international. Just a little bit of pressure. Paloetre was enough to put him off. Best of kicks from Redmayne. Sydney did lose their first choice goalkeeper after the end of last season. Danny Vukovic, who was simply brilliant, earned himself a move to the Belgian side Genk. Willock. Welbeck, will he get there? Not quite. It was a decisive touch at the near post which kept it away from Welbeck. Arsenal dominating here, 21 minutes played nearly. Kolasinac. Nelson. Kolasinac, oh, it's lovely. Walcott couldn't quite find the angle to shoot. Nelson getting all the oohs and the ahs at the moment. Free kick against Danny Welbeck. Mertesacker was confused. Sydney lacking the intensity to match Arsenal. Welbeck. Done really well there, Danny Welbeck, to hold on to possession. Says he has very fond memories of playing inside the stadium. He did so with Manchester United under David Moyes in a friendly back in 2013. The Manchester United side beat an A-League All-Stars team 5-1 that day. The ANZ Stadium. This arena built for the Olympic Games back in 2000. Kolasinac read that like a book. Coquelin. Ozil. Nelson. Shot in from Willock. Really need to settle here, Sydney. Mertesacker, the unlikely scorer, very early in the game, if you are just joining us midway through the first half. Walcott, Clever. Too much on the cross, though. Scored 19 goals last season, Theo Walcott. Almost goes under the radar a little bit, that figure. Finished the campaign with 10 Premier League goals, scored lots in Cup and Champions League competition. Still questions linger about his long-term future. Same goes for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. There's a year left on his current deal. But Walcott this week in an interview said that the team spirit, the friendship within the group is the strongest it's ever been since he arrived at Arsenal. Though he wasn't too complimentary about the initiation songs of Lacazette and Kolasinac. He says they've settled in very well to the first team squad, but the songs were bad. He says they might have to have another go at it. Slip from one of the young forwards in the team, Charles Lokalingoi, seen as one of the most promising players in the country. The wide man wearing number 21. Back by Walcott. Well, this is exactly the kind of situation that Lokalingoi likes, to break forward, but it's a real reluctance to take on Arsenal here. Certainly a robust challenge from Joe Willock, versatile midfield player. A good passing range, England youth international. His brother Chris, in fact, has just left Arsenal's academy to sign for Benfica. And not on loan, that's a permanent deal. Comes out to Michael Zullo. Used to play for Utrecht in the Netherlands, was there for 5 years, in fact, playing in the Dutch Eredivisie. He was in the A-League PFA Team of the Season for his efforts down the left-hand side in 2016-17. One by Ozil. Gets it back again. Has support from Welbeck, good running. By Billy. Too easy for Arsenal. Danny Welbeck shapes to shoot and eventually does. Gets it back from Ozil. I want it a third time. Walcott gets it and shoots. Redmayne just about deals with it. Sneaky pass from Mesut Ozil. I don't even know how he sees those. Clearly a threat from set pieces. Willock. Ozil. He spotted something better. He had the option down the left, goes through the middle. Coquelin still waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Arsenal coasting at the moment. Big cheer for Alexandre Lacazette as he started his warm-up. Seen a lot of him with Lyon over the past 2 or 3 years. And he really looks like he would fit the Arsenal way of playing. That's some of his best football, actually, at Lyon was when he had a designated number 10 in behind him, playing little intricate passes between them. Nabil Fekir. Maybe he could strike up something similar with Mesut Ozil. That's the interesting partnership, I think, that could come about from the signing of Lacazette. Here is Ozil. A few players have slipped now. Nelson gets his footing again and decides to run. Welbeck. Nelson. Couldn't quite chop that back into the path of the young winger. Ozil. Patience here from Arsenal. This is the first of two friendlies in Sydney. They take on the Western Sydney Wanderers on Monday before flying to China. They'll take on Bayern in Shanghai and Chelsea in Beijing. Offside flag is up against Theo Walcott. Good vision again from Mesut Ozil. Arsene Wenger said that he believes the new signings suit his team perfectly tactically. Says these games will give him an idea of how quickly Lacazette and Kolasinac will settle. Real beauty of signing Kolasinac, who hasn't had too much to do today at left centre-back, is that he can play at left-back or at centre-back. So in this formation, it's perfect. Oh, but here's a rare chance for Sydney. Will it be taken against the post from Simon? Out of nowhere, the Australian champions almost level. Great running to get into that situation from Brillante. Petr makes a fine stop. And Matt Simon, who has a couple of caps for Australia to his name, came off the bench for all 25 of his appearances last season, making a start here and almost scoring against Arsenal. And maybe that'll just add a little bit of urgency to the Arsenal play. Walcott, Coquelin wants it. Still Theo Walcott. Coquelin would be an even more unlikely goal scorer than Pierre Mertesacker had. Coquelin steered that in. Be interesting to see how many changes Sydney make at half-time. Team, this is their strongest side, or very close to it, you'd have to say. And due to the rebuilding going on at the moment, most of the players on the bench are from the youth side and the reserves. Another save here for Redmayne. Denies here Walcott for the second time in the game. That was a good recovery as well to keep out Coquelin. Whereby Nelson. Well played from Bramall. You'd love to see him get some first-team opportunities at Arsenal next season, but there's lots of left-backs on the books at the moment, including Monreal. Just mistimed that challenge as Paulo Etre, one of the new signings, recent signing anyway, broke away. Valente. Arsenal should be further ahead given their dominance here. Managers will always say that pre-season is mainly about fitness. We want to see some of that cutting edge as well. Ozil ready. Lockelingo. He's been reluctant to charge forward as he likes to do. Back by Brosk. Lockelingo. That was the header. Scored 27 goals in 28 games at youth level last season. That's why he's been given some first team opportunities with Sydney. Most successful manager in Arsenal's history, Arsene Wenger. Coquelin. Ambitious to pick out Welbeck. Graham Arnold puts his hands on his head as it's given away again by his team. Coquelin invited to come through the middle. And then even when he messes them up, they come off from Mesut Ozil. No pressure on him. He can play the pass he wants into Danny Welbeck. Does well again. It's always going to be difficult for Nelson to generate some power on that. A 25-man squad in Australia. Arsene Wenger's taken 7 non-first-team squad members from last season, including Nelson. And this man as well, Willock. Deep Sydney are. It's almost a back 6 lining up alongside each other in front of the penalty area. Nelson. No one really read that was going to come to the back post. Welbeck. Trying to let it go, and it's won back by Nelson. Ozil. Nice pass inside. Oh, this has really worked out. And it would have been a very impressive goal from Joe Willock, a memorable one too, had he managed to guide that past Andrew Redmayne. Individual quality, look at this here. Through the legs, I think, of the defender. And the goalkeeper, not for the first time today, bails out the team from Sydney. Nelson has kept it in. Look again. Walcott. Still alive for Arsenal. Arsene Wenger does have enough to field 2 completely different 11s here. Remains to be seen whether he would be tempted to make wholesale changes at half-time. Arsene Wenger appearing on the big screen and getting a round of applause from the Australian Arsenal supporters. Walcott, still Theo Walcott. Wasn't a clean connection when he got himself into that position. Alexandre taking photos with some of the supporters here today. A rare opportunity for them to see their favourite players in action. Conflicting reports in the English media about the future of Oxlade-Chamberlain. Some saying that there is no chance that he will stay at Arsenal. Having been linked with many of the big sides in the country, along with Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Part of the problem is that, in truth, he's never been a consistent starter for Arsenal in the Premier League. Heavy from Coquelin. Localingoi. Ozil. Sydney stretched here. Token minute of additional time at the end of the first half. Ozil. Walcott, can they get something before the half-time team talks? Doesn't quite break in for Theo Walcott. Gathered comfortably by Redmayne, who's made a series of decent stops in this game. Nothing to really stretch him. But it's why Arsenal are only 1-0 up at half-time, having completely dominated here. Per Mertesacker with that goal into the opening 5 minutes, which he managed to hook in impressively after a corner was swung into the penalty area. Sydney have hit the post through Matt Simon, but it's Arsenal really who have looked like extending their advantage. Danny Welbeck, Theo Walcott, and in particular the youngster Reece Nelson, the major threats. Half-time here in Sydney. It is Arsenal classes. So the second half on the way here with me, Rob Daly, on Premier Sports. Arsenal 1-0 up through Per Mertesacker. Moved out quickly. Kolasinac. More departures expected from Arsenal before the start of the Premier League season. Wojciech Szczesny, who has been out on loan but is still an Arsenal player, expected to complete a move to Juventus, where you'd presume he'd be back up to Gigi Buffon. Another interesting absentee, Yaya Sanogo, was released at the end of the season, the striker who really failed to make it at Arsenal. Lucas is expected to join Deportivo. But to really have the kind of impact that he hoped, having made his move to North London last season, Lucas Perez. He did wear the number 9 shirt for Arsenal last season, Lucas Perez, but that has now been given to Lacazette. Kolasinac. Bramall keeps it in. Confirmation of a change for Arsenal at half-time here. Semi Martinez, the goalkeeper, comes on for Petr Cech. There is the possibility of David Ospina leaving. Ozil. Oh, it's a nice ball. And Nelson. Ozil back in. Well, Reiss Nelson just lacked the conviction to get that shot away cleanly. Him and Ozil were the outstanding players in the first half, and they combine here. So Cech for Martinez is the only Arsenal change from half-time. In by Ozil. Well, they might score from a corner again, and it would have been a nice moment for Kolasinac. Struck well by Walcott, picked out incredibly well by Mesut Ozil. Nelson. The back heel, not kept down by Walcott. I think there was a bit of fortune in there from Reiss Nelson with that back heel. The captain, Alex Brosk, who was rumoured to be retiring at the end of last season, confirmed he would be staying after their title win. Comes off at half-time for Suvela to get some minutes. Lingoy in a good situation. He didn't attack the ball and allowed Bramall to nick it off him. Volante. O'Neill forward. Oh, this is better. Good save from Martinez. Well, it is one of the substitutes who almost has a major impact here for Sydney, as Chris Suvela hit that low and hard. Let's check out to make one meaningful save in the first half, and there's a first for Martinez. Sydney FC looked afraid of Arsenal in the first half. Gave them far too much time in possession. Showed them a bit too much respect, as they say. The irony was that made Arsenal slightly complacent and not moving the ball as quickly as they could have done, as Sydney sat back off into the final 20 minutes of the half, where Arsenal slightly fizzled out as an attacking threat. Adventurous run forward from the centre-back, who can play in midfield as well. Nelson, real pace on the run. Nelson's beaten another defender. Bramall, good hit and a good save as well. Almost made by Nelson. Cohen Bramall with the hooked attempt towards the top corner. And Redmayne was there. There probably wasn't enough power in it. It's two hands on the ball to steer it away. Coquelin screaming through on the edge of the penalty area and gets it. Ozil, Mertesacker involved in the move here. Ozil. The youth players in the Arsenal team here today do not look out of place. Simon tangles with Coquelin. As well as Alexandre Del Piero, as I mentioned earlier. Sydney have had the likes of former Middlesbrough player Juninho on the books, Brett Everton, Dwight York, Lucas Neal. Oh, it's a good ball. Ozil has time and space to shoot, decides to lay it to Welbeck. Crowded out. Mante there with the important challenge. Oh, but that's a poor back pass, and Danny Welbeck will square it for Theo Walcott. Was that handball? The referee has given the penalty. I thought it was initially. Welbeck squared it for Walcott. And now the referee has a decision to make in this pre-season friendly. Well, they're putting forward a pretty strong defence here. Sebastian Ryle. Jordi Bose over there as well. Let's get one more look at this. So it is Ryle. Oh, it's a poor decision. It's off the back of the defender. And the fans are seeing it on the big screen. The defender had his arm up. And the referee is not going to overturn the decision based on what's on the big screen. Well, I wonder what they're saying here to Danny Welbeck. They're asking... Are they asking him not to try and score? Everyone's seen it inside this stadium, I'm sure, including Danny Welbeck. Discussions continue. Ryle still in the ear of the referee, who I'm sure out the corner of his eye has seen it on the big screen. Normally they wouldn't show the replays of such an incident at the game itself. And Danny Welbeck is denied anyway by Redmayne. Justice done. Sydney will certainly feel so. Wasn't the best of penalties from Welbeck. It's a good save from Redmayne. He gets across nicely. Says he was in his head. Bellick good running. That might stretch Sydney a little bit. Welbeck. Nelson. Dropped the shoulder from Reece Nelson. Nice combination. He deserves a goal based on his performance so far. Redmayne holds it. I wonder when Arsene Wenger will start making those changes as we get ever closer to the hour mark. Brazil. Bramall takes on Retray. So it's in a bit of bother. Cleared away by Redmayne. Nelson, I want him back from Mesut Özil. Lingoi, whose sloppy back pass led to the instant for the penalty, which was incorrectly awarded. It's a funny moment there when they were showing the replays for the penalty decision, which was completely wrong. And it was being shown on the big screen, and then they cut the footage very quickly indeed. And the supporters realised that it wasn't a penalty. Lots of talk about video replay technology this summer after its use of the Confederations Cup. Not in use here, of course. Coquelin, Welbeck. Of course, he was caught by Sebastian Ryle. Brillante, formerly of Fiorentina in Italy, loaned at Empoli and Como in Italy as well.
Brandon! What are you doing? Brandon! What are you doing?
What are you doing? That's the question from Graham Arnold to one of his players. Lacazette warming up meanwhile. I hope you could hear that at home, by the way. Ozil does run for Bramall, just has to lay into the path of Mesut Ozil. Chance for a second here for Arsenal. Theo Walcott, once again, the cut back to him. "20 goals last season if we include a strike in the Community Shield." Just trying to place it. There are a lot of bodies ahead of him. Graham Arnold was especially excited to take on Arsenal. He admires the way they play. He says in the A-League that his team tried to work the ball in a similar fashion. Given the quality in the Arsenal 11 today, they have been a bit more defensively minded than they would be normally. Switched out nicely. Lingoi had made the run. One thing I have noticed here about Bramall is he does seem reasonably one-footed, always going onto his left. Is Lacazette's first appearance getting nearer? Arsene Wenger said that Lacazette will play some part in this game. A man who signed a new 2-year deal at the end of May. Arsene Wenger encouraged to spend big by the supporters this summer. Up by O'Neill. Jordi Bose. Simon was hoping that Kolasinac would misread the header, and he was right. There's the opportunity to shoot. Lockelingoy. Oh, it's gone. There was half a chance to shoot. They should have taken it. They haven't created much against Arsenal today. John Ardell and Matthew Green preparing to come on for Sydney. Midfielder and a forward respectively. Play on, says the man in the middle. Simon inside the penalty area, if they can find him. But David Carney, former Everton youth player, it's just crowded out on that side, and he's one inside the corner. Something from the training ground here. Volante, who can hit them from distance. So here come some changes. So it's an attacking player for an attacking player here, like for like really. David Carney makes way for John Ardell wearing number 2. And the other substitution we see Matthew Green, another player from the reserve side, come on, and he replaces the centre-back Sebastian Ryle. So we'll see if Green slots in at centre-back, if there's going to be a slight reshuffle. Ambitious from Nelson, but pinpoint. And you trust the touch of Mesut Ozil every single time to bring that down. Oh, Martinez manages to deny the young winger. Charles Lockelingoy given an opportunity here. We haven't seen too much of his quality so far. He decided to take on the responsibility. Huge deflection as that came through to the Argentine Arsenal goalkeeper. He made his first Premier League start for the club against West Ham back in April of this year. Ozil gets it back. Cuts inside, sees it open up, well, why not? Here comes the complete change. Lacazette will come on shortly. Ardell. to work his way past Per Mertesacker. Instructions being laid out to the defenders here by Steve Bald. And real excitement here. There's many Arsenal supporters at the midway point in the second half. We'll see Alexandre Lacazette appear for the first time. A club record signing for roughly £52 million, Alexandre Lacazette. And he comes on here. All focus on Arsenal's number 9. A man that Gerard Houllier recently said could become the new Ian Wright. High expectations for this man who has flirted with a move away from Lyon for some time, given his regular goal-scoring exploits in Liga. 37 goals for the club last season in all competitions. Opportunity might present itself here. 15 goals last season for the Brazilian forward Bobo, who's come on for Sydney. Xhaka, another one of those to come on. And we'll try and piece together the formation here as Arsenal come forward. Granit Xhaka was one of their big money signings last summer from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Olivier Giroud is on, Lacazette is on, Monreal too. Here's El Neni, Mesut Ozil given a good run out. Maitland-Niles, another one of the youth players, is on here. Rather robust challenge on Alex Iwobi. Redmayne just delayed. It was almost caught out. Monreal. Xhaka can't force that one through. Lacazette very deep at the moment to try and pick up possession. Well, it looks like the front three, therefore, is Iwobi down the right, Giroud through the middle, and Lacazette down the left. But it is a relatively narrow front three because they have these wing-backs in position. Question is as well, could Giroud and Lacazette play together? It's been something that has been talked about in recent weeks. Rémi Garde, who worked with Lacazette at Lyon, said that they certainly could work as a front two. But Olivier Giroud, when asked about his future ahead of this game, said he's still uncertain, but for now he is an Arsenal player. And the general feeling is that he does want to stay. Lacazette. Allen, another one of the youngsters brought on here. Good work here. It would have been a spectacular entrance from Lacazette. Eddie Nketiah, 18-year-old forward who can play as the front man or in a wide position as well. He's taken up the sort of right wing back, right-hand side of midfield position. Said previously that his game is all about pace, movement and finishing. Scored lots of goals at youth level last season. 11 in 12 for the under-18s, 5 in 11 for the under-23s in Premier League 2. Iwobi. Xhaka. Lacazette. It's a nice ball as well. Daniel Malen unable to flick that up so he could shoot. Another forward that's been brought on here, the Dutch 18-year-old striker. Nicely weighted by Lacazette. No Per Mertesacker in the middle, or Bellic to win those corners. Arsenal scoring after 3 minutes through Per Mertesacker. Martinez can let it go. And the change on the way here. So Michael Hatton, midfielder, comes on. Another one of the youth players who will be shuffling the nerves a little bit as he replaces one of the key players in the Sydney starting 11. So Valente off. Almost the same height as Oxlade-Chamberlain, but half the size. Four by Martinez, not one by Giroud. Oh, it opens up here for Arsenal. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Nicely done. Iwobi. Redmayne is there again. Allen couldn't get that onto his right foot. Goalkeeper deserves tremendous credit. Keeping Arsenal at bay. Lacazette's a different proposition though, and he tries to put through to Giroud, who is pulled back. Xhaka over it. Oxlade-Chamberlain set the ball down and seems to have the intent. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Redmayne there again. Good pace on that from Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it was down the goalkeeper's side. Malen dance his way through. Well, after a very nervy opening 20 minutes, Sydney have managed to organise themselves. That will be a free kick for the foul on Bobo. 24 next month, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Looks like he has been around for much longer than that. So Lingoi makes way, and it is like for like again as Juan Zapata. Another forward from the reserve side is on. One by Elneny. Elneny has taken a position up at centre-back here. Mustafi was on international duty with the German national team, so does not feature today, and he's not with the travelling 25-man squad as Iwobi has pushed Arsenal up the pitch for another corner kick. Brilliantly steered towards goal. That came out of nowhere from Nketiah. Would have been a brilliant moment for the 18-year-old Eddie Nketiah. We'll get another look at that shortly, I'm sure. Here's Lacazette now. His signing from Lyon formalised last week. Xhaka. Giroud in the middle. A pity for handball again. Looks like Chamberlain wins it fairly. Hung up towards Giroud. Doesn't quite break for Lacazette, who was waiting patiently. Well, he was second choice last season at Sydney, Andrew Redmayne, but my word, he's put in a real performance here. It's breaking up the play a little bit, that these subs aren't being done at the same time. So Brendan Curtis will take the place of Retre in defence. Retre had been playing at right back. Iwobi, Giroud, crowded out by sky blue shirts. Looks like Chamberlain turns over possession, not for the first time in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Lacazette. Oh, brilliant. Nice moment of individual quality from Alexandre Lacazette. Look at this. Drew the defender in with that step over. Attempt from goal from a more favourable angle. To cross this time from Oxlade Chamberlain. Foul by Zaleski. Janelle Mallon, who's coached by Thierry Henry, and he was part of the Arsenal coaching setup. In from Oxlade Chamberlain, Giroud is the aerial threat. Arsenal stretched. Bobo. Too much on that, surely. Gilhatton is just crowded out eventually by some smart defending from Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles wearing number 30 today. He is one of two of the youth players that Arsene Wenger says will definitely get first-team opportunities next season. In and Reece Nelson, and we know why, based on his 67 minutes out there. Giroud waiting in the middle. So is Lacazette! His first appearance in an Arsenal shirt, and he marks the occasion with a goal. The record signing, Alexandre Lacazette. That's what they paid to see here. Arsenal's new number 9 up and running. Nice layoff from Iwobi. And that's the killer instinct of a player who scored 37 goals last season for Lyon. Cool, calm and easy. A sign of things to come. Arsenal fans will be hoping to see a lot more of that in the future. Another change now. Agamennonos, midfielder, is on. So brief recap, early goal for Pierre Mertesacker from a corner. Danny Welbeck had a second half penalty saved before Lacazette. What are we saying, 20 minutes? Not even that, into his first appearance in an Arsenal shirt, has scored. Reluctant to really call it a debut. You'd almost consider the debut to be a first competitive appearance. Good awareness from Iwobi. He spotted it. And he made things oh so easy for Lacazette. He said he joined for the challenge, because he loves the way that Arsenal play beautiful football, and he believes the Premier League is the best league in the world. Reports were to be believed, and they were very strong rumours at the end of the season. It looked like a deal to Atletico Madrid was done before their transfer ban was upheld, and it meant they couldn't sign Lacazette until January. They could at least sign him but not register him, not play him. Lacazette was expected to join up with Antoine Griezmann, Atletico. Good covering from El-Neni, Mohamed El-Neni, the Egyptian midfielder, who celebrated his birthday this week. Martinez was tempted to come for the corner. And it will be a goal kick, because the final touch was off the Sydney player. An unfortunate moment as well for Nikola Kuleski. Very nicely done indeed. Xhaka. Clumsy from El-Neni, who does apologise. Player to win it is Lacazette. Oh, wonderful from Lacazette. Oxlade-Chamberlain. No penalty this time. Well, the kind of work we saw there from Lacazette to make that opportunity was more reminiscent of Alexis Sanchez, if anything. Chasing the ball down, winning it, and a very nice ball into the path of his teammate. Oxlade-Chamberlain goes to the edge of the penalty area. Xhaka gives it back. A little bit messy. Good fighting from Granit Xhaka. Giroud chases this one down. Nothing that Redmayne could do about the goal for Lacazette. And looking at the minutes, it came 15 minutes after he was introduced. Maitland-Niles. Another free kick. This one a little bit scrappy. Leicester City will be Arsenal's first Premier League game of the season. It will actually be the first match of the Premier League 2017-18 full stop, because it will be played on Friday, August the 11th. They've already played Chelsea in the Community Shield at Wembley prior to that. 3 minutes of additional time, and Iwobi hasn't kept that in. The assist, Alex Iwobi. Koscielny, one of the only players not used today. Aaron Ramsey, also part of the 25-man squad brought out here. The other player not used, a spinner. Described by Romelu Lukaku in an interview recently as the smartest defender he had played against in the Premier League. Having to keep out Lukaku in a Manchester United shirt next season on Koscielny. And you do well to argue that he's not Arsenal's best centre-back. Back by Bobo. Sydney a side that will compete in the Asian Champions League next season. This is their title success. Arsenal will have to adjust to life without UEFA Champions League football. The Europa League getting underway in mid to late September as well. Lacazette slips at the decisive moment. It's done well. Oh, no players forward here for Sydney. Might be the last attack of the game. Can't quite work it in through Gilhatton. Oh, but Martinez is called into action as John Ardale almost gets one round him. The Sydney supporters are outnumbered quite severely inside the stadium, but how they would have enjoyed that, a late goal against Arsenal. And Martinez, who might be trying to fight to be Arsenal's number 2 next season, did very well. A match that will be remembered for the first goal in an Arsenal shirt for Alexandre Lacazette. 15 minutes after his introduction as a second-half substitute, the club record signing assured Arsene Wenger of a victory here against Sydney and Graham Arnold's team. So the two managers reflect on the 90 minutes, all about fitness, but Arsenal's first game of pre-season ends in a victory. The Gunners led after just 3 minutes through Pierre Mertesacker's hooked-in effort from a corner. But I'm sure that Arsenal supporters around the world and inside the stadium will be talking all about that man. An impressive goal as well from Mertesacker early on. A corner that wasn't cleared properly by Sydney. And with his back to goal, he hooked in a half volley. The number 9 hasn't always been the luckiest shirt for Arsenal.